Hello and welcome to EGW Writings Tech Tips. I'm your host, Daryl Thompson. Today we're going to take a look at the EGW Writings 2 app on the iPhone, and we're going to have a brief overview of all the different features that the EGW Writings 2 app has to offer on the phone. So the best way to do that is let's dive right in and take a look here at the home screen that I have open on the app. And you can see that I have all these different collections on the home screen. I have my library, I have all collections, I have history, I have study center, I have subscriptions, I have audiobooks, I have listening history, I have about Ellen White, and I have support. Now, these what I would call the different collections on the main menu. In the top right-hand corner, you can see that we have a little search magnifying glass, and when we tap the search magnifying glass, it opens up the search side menu. This is where I can go ahead and search for things. So say I want to look for the word faith, I can come here, I tap on faith, it opens up my results, and you notice that it has the results listed in numbered order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I want to scroll down further, I can scroll all the way down and can keep loading results. Now at the very bottom, you can see the total number of results that I have in the EGW collection. There's results 100 of 46,996. So you always know how many results that you have. That's basically the basics to search. Type in your word, get the results. When you have your results, then you just tap on a result and it opens up in the reader. And then you can go ahead and you can read. Now you notice that when I'm in the reader here, you can see that I've highlighted some things, and this is the study center. But if I want to scroll, I scroll down vertically through the app. Now, you'll notice that in the reader, you have Bible texts, and they are highlighted. If I want to open this Bible text up, I just tap on it, and it will ask me, do I want to open it in a new screen or in a split screen? Now, I can also tap Remember That Choice. So let's say, for example, that I tap Remember My Choice and I tap in a split screen. You'll notice now the app opens up the Bible text in the below. So right there, I have Nehemiah 9:20 in below. And I can scroll up and you can see here. Now, there's two ways that I can go back to full screen. I can tap the little maximize there. All right. And it will take me back to my reader. Or I could have, when I come back, I'll just tap the text again. And it opens in a split screen. I could have just tapped the back arrow and it also takes me back to the full screen. So in a mobile view, you can see how you can go split screen. Now, there's a couple other features in the reader which are great. At the top of the header here, you tap the little title bar and it will give you all of the chapter listings. So you can scroll through and you could jump down to chapter 10. Now, something else that you notice in the iPhone here is that when you open up to the beginning of the chapter, it puts half of the split cover of the book right there. And as I start to scroll up, you can see how it slowly covers over and hides. And then as I scroll through, you notice how the header collapses back in. And if I come back down, it shows. If I scroll up, it hides. Now, if I want to go back to search, I can either scroll down, or if I'm in the process of scrolling down, I can tap the screen, and tapping the screen also brings up the header and the footer. Now, down in the bottom right-hand corner, I can click on Next to go to my next search result, because remember, we're looking for faith, and I can step through my search results here. And if I'm here in the book where I want to be, I can scroll through and continue on to the bottom of the chapter. Now, once I get to the bottom of the chapter here, if I want to go on to the next chapter, you don't try and scroll, it stops. All you need to do is scroll from right to left, and it will then move, see how it moves across to the next chapter. Now, it's built into the app that if you just do a little flick, okay, it will go. You have to move it about, centimeter or 3/4 of an inch, either way. Now you saw there, that's how you select the text. So if I'm in here, and you can see that I have a Study Center pre-highlighted selection, if I want to add highlights in my reader, all I need to do is select the text by a long click, run my finger down to the selection that I want, and then lift up. Then up pops the toolbox. In the toolbox, we will go into detail later of all the different options in there. If I simply wanted to, I'll do one, just highlight that, select a color, hit save, and now that text is highlighted. Later on, we'll show you how you can create topical folders and save the highlights within a folder. But if I come back here and I tap the navigation, the search navigation, I take to the next section, the great thing here in that toolbox is if I select the next selection of text, you can see here it pops up the history of my previous action. And if I tap that, it just repeats, puts that selection in the same folder or in the same route with the same color. That's a great little feature. It's like a little repeat history feature, and you can have up to 4. The last 4 actions will be saved there. So we've covered the basic on Study Center, and if I want to go back and view this Study Center later, I just track back to home, tap the little home icon up there, bring back to the home screen, and then I can open up my Study Center, and you can see here in the Study Center. So if I want to go and check that result out in the Study Center, I just tap. Now it's going to be into the root folder and it'll be the bottom, so I need to quickly scroll down in here. At the very bottom, there is the last 2 selections that I just highlighted down here because I put them in the root and not in a folder, and then we're back again. Now if I want to go back to the reader, I can tap on the navigation back, okay? Or if I'm in my history, for example, and want to go back to where I was, I can just go back to history. It'll be back to where I was. I can tap the side menu, okay? And I can tap the home. But mostly when I'm navigating here, I would just be in the book. I will tap the little back navigation. It brings me back to where I last was and then back to the home again. So it always will track and navigate you back through the crumb trail, as I call it, where you were. Okay, so now we have, you notice, My Library and All Collections. We've looked at Study Center and History. My Library is basically a quick reader. It will open up the last location of the book that you were in. So, great controversy. It is not changed by any of my search behavior or any of my books that I open up through the search. It will not be affected. My Library is much like Apple Books, in which it just tracks the history of the books you open up within My Library, nowhere else. And then I can go through and read it. Now, if I come back to My Library here, you'll see that it tells me the dates in which I last read. So if I come back to the Acts of the Apostles, it says I was reading on Acts of the Apostles on chapter 12, 7 days ago, and I can pick up here. If we come back out of the app completely, scroll all the way back, when I enter My Library, you can add other languages as well. So if you want to do, say, Spanish books or Portuguese books, I could come here and click on a plus and add a language and add other reading books to My Library. So just treat My Library much like Kindle books or Apple Books. If you want to go browsing through all the different library books, this is where you go, and it's All Collections. And it's exactly that. It has all the collections of all of the material that we have on our app in that language. And it will always be the default language that you set in All Collections. If you want multilingual, you need to do that through My Library. Okay, the other feature we have is subscriptions. It provides you Thought for the Day, King James Version, which is your Bible readings, Patriarchs and Prophets, which is your Ellen G. White reading plans, and then daily devotionals. So they're the different things that you can subscribe to. So like Thought for the Day, I open it up, and there's my Thought for the Day. Okay, I'm just going to click on the home icon there to go back to the home screen. And you have audiobooks. Now, the great thing about audiobooks, you can see all the listing of all the books that we have. We have 228 English books. If I tap on Patriarchs and Prophets, and then I hit chapter 1, it will start to play. And if I tap chapter 1 again, then you just open it up and you can read along and listen at the same time. If you want to pause it, you just hit the little pause icon there and it stops. Let's track back once again to the home screen. So with listening history, you notice that a minute ago we were in Patriarchs and Prophets, and you can see that it was 13 seconds that we were up to. If I tap there, it would just pick up from exactly where I left off, and that's listening history. So let me just pause that, go back to the home screen. Then we have About Ellen White, and we have Support. And Support is where you can go out and you can contribute, or you can click on the Contact Us. So if you want to make a donation, you can do it securely through our PayPal donation site. The app does cost a lot to produce and to maintain, and that's where we're quite happy to accept your donations. Or you can click on the little Contact Us link there, and you can reach out to us and send us an email. Now, I just wanted to go through to the side menu. You know that we did come there in the side menu and did search, but if you want to do your settings, sign into the app, this is where you'll sign into the app so you can sync all your content in the cloud. This is another link to the Study Center that you saw on the home menu. This is where you'll download all your books in the Download Manager. This is search, this is user manual, and this is your subscriptions. This is your last listening audiobook, and this is all of your history, reading history. Okay, so the one thing that I wanted to show you is some people like to download the books and take them offline. Now that is done in here in the All Collections, or you can do it in the side menu Download Manager, either way. So in the Download Manager, it just lists all the books one by one, not by collection. But if you want to do it by a whole collection, you come here into the All Collections, open it up, and you'll notice the little download arrows at the end here. So if I tap, like say in Devotional, little download arrow there, you can see how it loads up the devotionals here. And if I want to select all the devotionals, I would just click Select All, and I'd come down the bottom and click Download. If I just wanted to select a single book, I'll unselect, select a single book, and then I just go down the bottom and click Download. It gives me the size of the book that it's going to take in the memory, and then I just click OK. And you can see it's loading now, and now it's here in the downloaded books. And if I track back into All Collections and then go to Devotionals, you notice we had one, now we have two, because we have downloaded the book. I can also download it from this screen here. You can see the books that are not downloaded have the little tiny cloud icon there, and I can tap on the cloud icon and download the book individually there, right from my bookshelf. So in here, I'll just cancel. In each of the collections, when I come in All Collections and open up, you have your bookshelf here, and you can see all the books in each collection. I can track back. I can go to pamphlets. You can see all the pamphlets load. I can come in here. I can go to manuscript releases and so on. If you want to read it in there, if it's not downloaded, it's okay. This is the download and information screen. You can download again from here, or you can tap Read Online. You can either read here by tapping on the read, or if you want to listen, you can tap the play there. So that's the overview of the EGW Writings 2 app. We have gone through and looked at all the different basic functions and features that the app has to offer. So as you use the EGW Writings 2 app on your iPhone from day to day, I hope that you get to enjoy and love it as much as we do, that it brings you many, many hours of blessings as you read the precious writings that have been written by Ellen White from the messages that God gave her. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice day.